Hey kiddos, today I am going to show you how to make a nice omelet. One of the most simple, but one of the most complicated things to cook, and you can screw up at many different points. I'm going to just show you my cutting board here. I've got my mise en place all set up. I've got my salt and pepper. I've got my 2 tablespoons of water already laid out. Got some nice fresh eggs that we're going to use here. And I have my inclusion, which is for a Western omelet. I've got some ham, onion, diced bell pepper, and I have some nice sharp cheddar cheese. First, just a recap of how we are going to break the eggs. Starting on a flat counter surface. Get a nice crack there. Got one egg. There are no shells in that dish. Get another one. And no shells. Otherwise, I could use the shell of the egg to pick up. Now, I'm going to take my whisk, just gently break up the egg yolks. I'm just going to add my 2 tablespoons full of water here. Just get a nice beating that going. And after I have my eggs nice and blended, I am going to show you on the stove. Key is to be using a non-stick frying pan. You don't want to use a large saute pan. You want to use just the right amount to get a nice density, that nice thickness to your omelet. Heating up my stove, I am going to add in my butter. We're going to be using oil in the classroom, but for today I'm using butter because that is what I like, and this is the omelet I'm going to be eating. What is key, folks, is having a nice hot pan, having nice hot butter or oil that you're going to be using. That is key. Otherwise, it's going to not cook properly. You really want everything to be nice and hot when you're throwing it into the pan there. Okay, so taking my beaten eggs here. Now, I'm just going to give that a moment on the stovetop to get a nice consistency started. I'm going to bring you over here to see our stovetop as we're cooking here. Now, got a little bit runny. As soon as that starts to congeal slightly, I'm going to begin just gently stirring from the inside out. Because we want to get the outside and the inside kind of cooked at the same. And constantly shifting around. Really, your omelet should be cooked in 3 to 4 minutes. You don't want to be cooking it for longer than that. Otherwise, you're going to get kind of a tough and a rubbery omelet. So if you can see here, we're just starting to get a little bit of cooking done at the edges. So I'm going to kind of keep using my rubber spatula, rubbing outwards from the center to the edge, kind of bringing that back in so that we have a nice even cook of our eggs. We are looking for a nice yellow omelet. We're not looking for brown. That you're going to want to start again. And really, we don't want to be wasting a lot of product. As you can see, this is starting to firm up quite nicely. We're going slow. We're just over medium-low heat here. We really want to be cooking it nice, even, good temperature, not too fast, not too slow, until that egg really starts to cook. Kind of again, just bringing the wet outside from the center to the edges. And when that is about 75% cooked, we're going to smooth it out. We're going to kind of, just using our rubber spatula, smooth that egg out on the top. So again, it's cooking at a nice, consistent rate. We don't want one part cooking a lot more than another part. Okay, you can see that's really coming into a nice texture there. All right, now that we're at this about 75% cooked, I am going to add in my inclusion. I'm going to turn this down just a hair. It's a little warmer than I'd like. And here again, we've got to make a Western omelet. Just, just kind of pouring over the top. A mistake can happen where you're trying to put too much in and you just don't have the space to fit it. Always think with an omelet, less is more. Okay, I've got my main ingredients. Now I'm going to sprinkle my cheese on the top. Make that a nice cheesy omelet. And just as the cheese is starting to melt, is when I'm going to fold that omelet over very gently using my rubber spatula. Oh, it is just looking absolutely divine. Okay. Now we've got the one. And again, get the other fold over here. And it's really starting to cook beautifully. If you can see that there, I've got a beautiful consistency. I've got a lovely, just a golden yellow color. There's no brown. It's not overcooked. I can see that my cheese is really melting on the sides there. Beautiful omelet. Now, the trick for making restaurant quality food is making it look beautiful when you put it onto a plate. And the way that we're going to do this tonight is again using our spatula, very gently. We are going to turn it out onto the plate and turn it over so the seam side faces down. Oh, just beautiful. And now, this is where I'm going to season my egg. I don't like very much salt added to my eggs, but this is where I'll add it on the top. Add my pepper as well. And that is a perfect omelet, friends.